This is my workshop. It's actually a 6 metre by 4 metre timber garage. That's about 20 feet by 13 feet. Manufactured in Lithuania out of 40mm, inch and a half timber. It was all laser cut. It slotted together really well, and it was really good value. I'm really pleased with it. One of the drawbacks is it's hot here, so it does get very hot in the summer. It suits me quite well. Well, I've been putting this off for quite a while. As you can see, the workshop is an absolute disgrace at the moment. What with all of the house remodelling we've been doing, and the fact that it's been so hot in here over the last month or two, haven't really done much in here at all, apart from the quick job and dumped some stuff in here. So it's about time I tackled it really. Once I've cleaned it all up, I really need to change the layout in here to make some more room. There's too much junk in here. I need to get rid of some of the stuff, and I've got to do something with the lighting and also with the ventilation, because it just reaches over 100 degrees Fahrenheit in here in the summer, even with the windows open, which is just too hot to work. So let's see how I get on. Well, that's made a start. I'm really hot now because it's 85 degrees in here, just over 30 degrees Celsius. So the dogs are just coming out to nag me to tell me it's nearly time to go for a walk. So quick swim, a walk, and more tomorrow. Bye. Well, I just thought I'd give a quick look around the workshop, as untidy as it is, just to show you exactly what I need to do in here. I'll give you a quick twirl around. So we have a dog, Oscar, a workbench built in there that I did when I first built the garage, and another one that runs full width across there, and I did have another one that ran across there, but I really needed something I could move around, so I built that fairly heavy duty workbench, which works quite well. And carrying on, the cupboards I keep my tools and things in, this awful big storage shelving unit stuck right in the middle, which I need to move, and then there's all my wood storage. I don't have too much wood, but I don't know where else to keep it. And right in the middle at the moment I have my table saw. So we'll go around the rest in a little bit more detail. So just inside the door I built some shelves to keep various paints and what have you on. I need more shelving though, because that's full. I built a little shelf to put my grinder on. Not a particularly good grinder, the motor's not very powerful, and you have to keep stopping what you're doing, otherwise it slows down. Then I've got some storage boxes that's got screws and nails and sanding stuff and other things in. Various pictures. The aircraft I used to own, or I used to own a quarter of. a couple of result sheets of wins when I was racing, and there's a couple of police things, a citation and me receiving that citation from the Chief Superintendent. Got my barometer and thermometer above the thing. It's saying it's still 83 degrees in here, which is about 23 degrees Fahrenheit. My saws, music and TV, junk, there's plenty of that around here. I have some storage down there, some jigsaws that I brought over with me for when I get too old to do anything else. Some power tools and various bits and pieces. And over here we've got the long bench with inevitably more junk underneath, which I've got to find a home for. At the end there we've got my little scroll saw, which I've never used apart from just trying it out. We have all of the tools tool holders I made for various things, like we've got chisels and files, hammers, spanners, various grips, screwdrivers and pliers, etc, etc. And in the middle we have various memorabilia, mostly from my racing days. I'll go through those quickly. So we have me racing at Spa, the greatest circuit in the world in Belgium. That's going up Eau Rouge. We have myself, my racing buddy Mike and Andy McMillan. We just had a coming together, Mike and I, at Spa, and we were just off to with Andy Mack to have a look at the cars to see if they could be repaired. But as you can see, we were still friends, well, ish. We have racing at Porto, round the streets of Porto in Portugal. That's the 24-hour 2CV race I did at Snetterton with my team. That was my first ever pole position at Croft in North Yorkshire. That was taken on Boxing Day. We used to do a race at Mallory Park on Boxing Day called the Plum Pudding Race, which was always good fun. And at the top is probably my favourite picture in a way, and that's my first ever win at Brands Hatch in 2003. That is the garland I won for winning. We also have the radio controlled aircraft that I've yet to fly, but I will fly one day. And over there is a helicopter, again another hobby waiting. And working along this wall I've got some shelves with various bits and pieces on. The red boxes contain rivets and bolts and screws and washers and all sorts. Below that there's the various measuring things, set squares, etc, calipers, more storage of odds and ends. Below that is the workbench I built, which is on casters, so I can just move it in and out. I've got my useless drill press, which is one of those with just an electric drill attached to a press. I'd like to get myself a decent one, if I can ever find one at a reasonable price on this island. And above that we've got a cupboard containing all my radio controlled stuff. And these here are just my tapes. Believe it or not, this is actually one of the underwires from one of Sue's bras that I found that she didn't use, and I screwed it to here and it works really well for just clipping those on. Okay, and moving on. Just got all my power tools in, all the usual things, drills and routers and sanders and jigsaws and angle grinder, all that kind of thing. As I mentioned before, this is my table saw. I bought it about a year ago. I'm quite pleased with it. It's an Evolution Rage, not a particularly expensive one, but it does the job. I'm going to build a sort of built-in table for it, and also with room for the router next to it. Probably going to follow the thing that Average Joe's just made in his video. He's got exactly the same table saw as me. I'll leave a link to his channel below so you can check that out if you want to. On the top is the crosscut sled I built. It's sort of a hybrid really, taken from the ideas from various people's videos. Above the table saw, that's where I keep my clamps up in the ceiling. As you can see, one of the drawbacks with this garage is it's not a great ceiling height, so I can't store much above my head. It's also my hero's wall. That's James Hunt, my motor racing hero, and that's, if you can see it, is Douglas Bader, my flying hero. Well, not just flying, but my hero in general. And over here we have a selection of a few of the hand tools I inherited. They were my grandfather's. He was a cabinet maker. And this is probably the biggest headache in this garage. It's the real junk area. There's 3 bikes there, 2 of which have never been ridden. The other one's been ridden a couple of times. There's all sorts of other junk I've just got to find another home for, because ideally I want to get rid of this shelving unit altogether. I'll push it over there against the other wall and give myself a much bigger workshop. I've got gardening tools stored on there, and I've just brought this wardrobe in from the house that we don't need anymore. I'm going to put some shelves in there and use that for storage. As you can see, there's an awful lot to do.